Remember when God spoke to Moses from the burning bush? Well, Moses realized it was a divine encounter right away because the burning bush was not consumed by the fire. The bush didn't just burn up, snap, crackle, pop, gone. No, instead, this was evidence right before his eyes of the divine, proving to Moses that he was in the presence of God. But Moses, who was very good about worrying about anything, couldn't figure out how he was going to explain to the Israelites enslaved in Egypt that it was God he was speaking to, that it was the God of their ancestors who was sending Moses to free them from captivity. Moses anxiously asked God, "What shall I tell them is your name?" Well, God responds in Exodus chapter 3, verse 15, saying to Moses, "You shall say to the Israelites, the Lord, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my title for all generations. The Lord." You see, one of the most frequent names for God in the Old Testament is the Lord. You see it written in the Bible all the time in all caps, L-O-R-D. All right. You've noticed that in the Bible, right? From the Hebrew, it is commonly transliterated into Latin letters as YHWH. Oh, all right. That gets one too? Okay. This divine name appears to be related to the Hebrew verb to be and may have originally been pronounced as Yahweh, which means He is or He causes to be. But why don't we see Yahweh or this Latin transliteration YHWH printed in the ancient scripture, or in the Bible, or even in the Jewish Torah? When scripture is read, why don't we hear the name Yahweh spoken out loud? And why was the original Hebrew language written without any vowels? And why would... Well, we better stop before there are too many questions to actually answer and we run out of time, because we are taking a closer look at the divine name of Yahweh on this episode of Chuck Knows Church. Since the beginning of time, Israelites treated the name of God with extreme reverence. The law states that if you blaspheme the name of the Lord, you will be put to death. So, to avoid even the slightest chance of misusing the name of the Lord, devout Jews would not even utter Yahweh aloud. The divine name must never be spoken. Writers of the scripture would even wash their hands before and after writing the Tetragrammaton, which, by the way, is a great name for a movie about four grandmothers who become cyborgs, who are powerful enough on their own, but they are unstoppable when they join forces. However, that is not what this is. The Tetragrammaton is really just a big 5-syllable word from the Greek. It means consisting of 4 letters, referring to the 4 letters of the aforementioned divine name, YHWH, Yahweh. We're not so sure about the pronunciation of Yahweh as well, because, like I said, the Hebrew language was originally written without any vowels. I can't really figure that one out. Maybe they just didn't have as many words back then, so they didn't need as many letters, maybe? I doubt it. Later on, though, the writers of the scripture, or scribes as they were called, wrote in vowels just above or below the consonants in scripture. Interestingly enough, though, they didn't add the normal vowels when it came to the pronunciation of YHWH. No way, remember? Too holy. You can't even say it out loud. So Hebrew scribes substituted alternate vowels from the Hebrew word for my Lord, which is Adonai. These vowels told readers to read out loud the Hebrew for my Lord, or simply the Lord, whenever they came to a place where the divine name Yahweh was supposed to be in the biblical text. Yahweh. If you would like to know more, be sure to ask your pastor and be sure to tell them Chuck sent you.